to me, it's nonsense personally, because I just think I can only speak for myself and a lot of people I do know. I think who you choose to be with is your choice. Like, you know better. You know what's good, you know what's bad, you know where your moral compass lies. Though you're to the point of stupidity to some of my friends, I'll be honest.
You're someone who had your first child at 18?
Yeah, just before my 18th birthday. But I believe I've stuck to my word with that because my daughter knows nothing of struggle. I never thought those words would have such an impact. When he passed away on the Friday, I was calling his phone. Obviously, men, you know, some of you can be stubborn. So he's like,
I'm stubborn. Yeah,
so he wasn't actually answering the phone. Wow, I'm surprised I'm even saying this right now. As I've got out and my mum's put a dressing gown on me, the police have arrested me. They've said to me, we need to take you back to the house to make sure that you haven't done anything to this little boy. Like, I literally remember the words I said. I said, today my son and you died to me. I can only control my controllables, so we keep pushing.
And if millions of people remember one sentence from this conversation, what do you hope it would be? Hi guys, Black Jack, welcome to BLAC.studios. Today we have a very, very interesting and special guest. People often say what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Today we're walking through the journey of someone who has, of course, had trials and tribulations, someone who is a mother, someone who's a sister, someone who's a friend, and someone who has overcome both trials and tribulations and had come out on the other side through creativity and through her blessed hands. We welcome Justine Henry. How you doing? Claps. How you feeling?
I'm good. Happy to be here.
Yeah.
Excited, nervous at the same time, but
Yeah.
I feel like I'm ready for this.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It's time.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I guess first question, to be fair, is more so how do you identify when it's time to speak? Because you said you're someone who's usually behind the screen,
Yeah.
as opposed to, well, in front of the screen, but not speaking.
But what do you mean by that in terms of like, what do I identify
So,
as?
I mean, there's a lot of imagery in terms of who you are business-wise,
Yeah.
but there's not much content of you actually speaking. So what made you decide now that you're ready to speak?
It's interesting. My business actually started and it was faceless. So no one knew who I was until they got to the appointment. And then I had a few conversations with people and I was like, oh, like people want to see who you are and know what they're getting themselves into, because I think with tattoos it's very much a intimate thing. So you want to kind of know whose realm you're stepping into. Yeah. And I realized as soon as I did that, it was very interesting to see the big change. I felt like people wanted to know more about me. They wanted to see me more. Yeah. And I was just like, okay, this is something I have to continue. Yeah. I'm not a big lover of social media, so that was really hard. Okay. But then I just kind of got into the flow of, okay, cool. People see my face a little bit more, and then it started going into more videos, and I started doing content, and then now I've like literally last month started speaking so people can actually hear what I sound like. Yeah. So yeah, this is a very big jump. Okay. So wait, are you then introverted or are you naturally introverted? Yeah. I think a lot of creatives I know are because we live in our heads a lot. So I think that's where our creativity stems from. Yeah. We are people that live in our mind, and then the outwards expression is what people see. Yeah. And luckily for me, it's something that people really appreciate. Yeah. And yeah, that's kind of it. Okay, cool. I know we've decided to have a few questions for one another. This is honesty hour. It's not going to be an hour, but I guess it's going to be an hour of pure honesty. Okay. Really, but it's more so just an icebreaker. So just to warm you up, get you flowing a bit, and then we'll be able to delve a bit deeper. So I know you've got some questions for me. I've got some questions for you. How are we going to do it? I guess we could go back to back. Okay. So I'll ask one, you can ask one, so on and so forth. Okay, let's do it. Right? Okay, cool. Do you want to go first or should I go first? Okay, I got a good question. Okay. What's your unpopular opinion? Oh. That's it. It's I think my unpopular opinion is that
men are no longer what they used to be. Is that unpopular?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think it's a mixture.
I think that's my unpopular opinion, because I think that, of course, with time, we've evolved. Technology's evolved. And women have evolved, and we've had to evolve with that transition of both technology, time, and women.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That's a good question, though.
Thank you.
All right, cool. Mine is, if somebody met you for the first time today, how would they describe you?
If someone, maybe I should ask you that. I would say they would probably say I am extravagant.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
But it's interesting because sometimes I think my outer exterior doesn't match my inner inside. Which,
what's the difference between your outer exterior and your
I think exterior? My outer exterior is quite like, oh, she seems like really stern, or she seems very like sure, and she seems really like straight to the point. But inside I generally feel like sometimes I'm a big kid. But I feel like I conceal it because of, one, I'm a woman in a man's field. Okay. And two, I just feel like I have to show up in that way because of so many different things and so many different reasons. But I guess we'll kind of delve more into that. But I feel like little Justine is nurtured in so many different ways. Like when I do a tattoo, per se, and I finish it, I feel like I'm jumping inside because I'm just like, wow. Yeah. But outside, I'm like, oh, it looks really good, and I'm just wiping it.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Okay, cool.
So yeah, that's what I would say.
Fair enough.
Shall I go next?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. If you could instantly become amazing at one skill, what would it be?
One skill?
One skill.
First thing came to mind was economics, but I don't know whether that's a skill.
Elaborate, and then we'll decide.
The reason why I say economics is because obviously economy is a shambles, but it's more so just being able to master it. So like understand it to its full capacity, and that way I feel like I can never be broke. I could be a consultant, I could be an advisor, I could invest accordingly. And I think depending on where the economy's at, because a lot of people, politicians, whatever it may be, maybe this is just a PR answer.
I don't know if I'll give you that one.
Is it? All right,
like
cool.
Skill.
Okay, skill. You know what, actually?
Oh, here we go.
I think I'll do hair. Women's hair.
Oh.
Like lace frontals.
Okay.
Yeah, lace frontals.
You'll never run out.
I'll do like ponytails. I'll do up and down. What's the thing? Up and
You're in women's business. You're in it.
No. Half up, half downs. Okay. All of that. I'll specialize in that because I think there's a gap for men there. If you're good at it, you can do amazing. And women, you lot spend much on your hair.
Let's not even talk about that. Yeah. Let's keep going.
Yeah. See. So yeah, that would be. Is that accepted?
Yeah, we'll take that one.
All right, cool. That's a good question. What's one thing people assume about tattoo artists that's completely wrong?
I actually made a video about this, that we're weird.
Okay.
I think people think tattoo artists have tattoos all over their face. Yeah. They're into, I mean, I like black, but you know what I mean? It's like quite dark. Yeah. Like it's, I don't know, like demonic, quote unquote. Like I've heard that before, and I just think me that attends church every Sunday, there's no demons here. Yeah. Yeah. But I get why the stigma is that, but I think a lot of people are stuck in a certain time when it comes to this craft. Yeah. And I love hearing different people's opinions because I feel like I'm definitely a very big exception to them. Yeah. So yeah.
Okay, I've got a follow-up question to that. Can you be a tattoo artist and not have a tattoo?
Yeah.
Is it?
I had a tattoo artist. She's actually moved back to Italy. Yeah. And she had about 3.
But
and they weren't visible.
0 tattoos.
You could, but no one would trust you.
Yeah, see, so, that's another thing, yeah.
So, but it is possible, because if people see the execution of your work and they trust that and you know what you're doing, then I don't see why not. Like I said, times have changed for so many different things. So just because you can do lace fronts doesn't mean you don't like rocking your natural hair. Just because you can draw doesn't mean you have to be a tattoo artist. There's so many things I think you can play around with and be an exception to a rule. Yeah. So yeah, I think you could.
Okay, cool. What's your next question?
Next question is, what's one value you'll never compromise on?
staying loyal.
Okay. What does that look like to you?
I think it looks like being someone who is a man of your word, someone who can recognize what the majority are doing, even though it's wrong, and still stand on business. Okay. Like, wrong is wrong, right is right, despite how many people or who's in the room. I also think it looks like showing up for people that you care about and you love, people that you say you will show up for. Just being a man of your word, really. Being an individual of your word. I don't think a lot of people are really loyal in who they are. They're not even loyal to themselves, so how could they be loyal to other people? That's what I think. Good answer? Yeah?
Good answer. All
right. Okay, cool. Next one is, what's the funniest tattoo request you've ever been asked to do?
I can think of a few, but they're personal, so
okay.
I will not disclose. However, I think the weirdest one I've had is someone asked me to tattoo another person's initials inside of their lip.
Is it?
I didn't quite understand why, but then when she explained, I said, oh, because tattoos in the mouth never really heal, so it will fade.
Okay.
So technically, she got the tattoo, but she didn't get the tattoo.
Yeah.
So she's smart.
That's smart. That's exactly. Impressive. Fair enough.
Yeah.
That must hurt, though.
She was actually okay because there's nothing really in there.
Yeah.
So when you're tattooing it, it's mostly like flesh. So she didn't really flinch or anything. But it was just awkward for me to tattoo because she was literally holding her lip out for about 40 minutes.
They're bursting.
No. But I've smelled some things.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. But
okay.
We'll leave this.
Have you ever refused a tattoo?
I have. What
tattoo was that and why?
Personally for me, I've always said if anything's like racial or anything that I personally can't really get behind, because again, like you said, in terms of like loyalty and like having a moral compass, mine is very strong and I genuinely believe what I believe. I'm open to opinions and other people, but certain things I'm just not open to. I won't disclose what the tattoo was because I feel like it'd be obvious, but it was just something I couldn't tattoo. I was just like, I think you need to find someone else for that because I'm not an artist. That's for you. You can see the type of work that's on my page and it's not like that. So it's a no. So okay, cool. I've returned them now.
All right. You got another one?
Okay, let's see what we get here. Would you rather give up your phone for a month or no social media for a year? And when I say your phone, that means no communication, like nothing, for a month or no social media for a year?
No social media for a year. I think I can't.
You can go without phone. You can.
No, it's not that I can't go without my phone. Oh. I can go without social media for a year.
Okay.
Do you get, like, I deleted Snapchat early doors.
I would hope that we all have by now.
Yeah, and some people haven't. But I think there's people to contact. Like, yeah, I think there's like, I speak to my girl every day. I speak to my people every day. Not everyone every day, but I'm in contact with someone every day.
Okay.
And I'm not the best at texting, so I'm more of a phone person, FaceTime. So yeah, but social media, I think it's good for the mental, to be fair, like getting rid of that. So yeah, that's what I would say. That was a good one. I thought to give you one like that. Okay, cool. Last one.
Okay.
If tattooing disappeared tomorrow, what career would you probably end up doing?
I've always wanted to be a PE teacher.
Sorry? Is it?
I have a sports therapy degree.
Is it?
Yeah. Sport has my heart, forever will be. I've always said if it's two careers I will do with my whole heart and study until I'm old and grey, it's sport and it's art. So it would be that. And I love kids, so it would be probably a PE teacher.
Do you do like 5Ks and stuff? 10Ks?
Yeah, I did 2 half marathons this year, not to brag.
Fair enough. That's impressive. Why didn't you just do the full?
No.
No?
I'm not that invested.
Okay.
Maybe next year.
Yeah.
But I think like training for a full marathon is a whole different mental space to be in. And I'm not there. I commend the people that do it, but I'm not there yet.
What's the training like for a half marathon though?
It's hard, but I feel like once you run a 10K, it's like, oh, it's a 10K twice. Do you know what I mean? As long as you pace yourself, you're okay. But a full marathon, is, I don't know what you're running from to be running that far, but I'm not there. Okay. So, no.
Okay, cool. And I want to delve a bit deep into like your hustler story.
Okay.
When we spoke, you mentioned how you quit a lot of jobs. Right. And to be fair, I'm someone that I've been fired, but
you've been fired?
Yeah, but more so retail jobs. Not since being in the corporate world.
Okay.
But retail jobs, like I got sacked at a shoe.
Okay.
Called in sick.
Too many times. Oh, yeah, they didn't like you.
Yeah.
Okay.
They didn't like me. But you're someone who's quit a lot of jobs. Firstly, how do you quit?
I just don't go back.
You just know.
And then I'll get a call like, you haven't been in so amount of days. Yeah. I'm not planning to come back.
Okay.
And that's it.
What was the worst experience in terms of what makes you quit a job when you're there?
I would say being self-employed, you spoil yourself. Like in terms of you work when you want, you have job flexibility. I can swan off on holiday when I want. I don't have to ask for requests. No one's giving me certain days for holidays. So being there, and I guess, I know it sounds bad, but being told no. Yeah. I don't have to be here. That's my mindset. It's like certain people are paying me to see me, and you guys have me here working for minimum wage. I'm out. And I think because of what I've done for so long, people can see that I have a certain aura around the way that I maneuver. I'm all ears till I get it, and then when I have it, it's like I don't need you. I'm full steam ahead. So there's been multiple jobs where I've worked them, and then the people that were first above me, they started to dislike me because they saw how good I got. Okay. So it's very interesting
What
to see.
What job are you talking about in particular? It sounds...
I've worked in a betting shop. I've worked in property, which I love, but it comes with its own headaches. Yeah. Same as you, I've worked in retail. I worked in a college, actually, doing sports therapy stuff with a football team. So yeah, I've done a lot of different things, to be fair.
And given the fact that you've had loads of jobs, when did you first realise that I guess freedom was better than...
slavery, basically.
Wow, yeah.
I'll be honest, I'm joking, but I feel like work to me now feels like shackles. That's the best way to describe it. Like when I'm in a job, it feels like I'm weighed down. I feel like I have no sense to just like be me. Like when I'm at home and I'm just working, or where I'm at the studio and I'm working, it's just like I'm in my own element. I set the tone for my day. It's just me in my own little world. And I think almost tattooing 11 years next month. Yeah. It's a world I feel like I feel the most comfortable in. And I think being an introvert as well, that is something you treasure so much more than earning a certain amount or like just your internal peace and feeling like this is my space. I can do what I like in it. It's a feeling I wouldn't trade again. So, yeah.
And for someone who's introverted but also creative, I guess in a space where perhaps you're not allowed to do the things you want to do. Let's say, for example, you didn't pursue tattooing and you were at work. Mentally, what does that look like? Is that something that's challenging, knowing that you're creative, knowing that you can do other things?
My mum actually summarised it to me and she said, it's like you're a caged bird.
Ooh.
And I said, I felt that in my heart. I was just like, I just felt like, even when you think of that picture, you just think of that bird just slowly just flapping, being anxious, going crazy in that space, because that's not where it's supposed to be. So I genuinely feel like every time I feel trapped, that's what I picture. So yeah. And another one I got told as well, it's like someone's clipped my wings. And I was like, that inherently like reminds me of the freedom aspect of things. And I was just like, imagine like someone just clipping your wings. It's, it gives me chills just thinking about it.
And at 17, you picked up a tattooing machine. I remember you mentioning that you started practicing on fake skin.
Yeah.
Right? And then 2 years later, you started really delving deep.
I started testing on my family and friends.
Yeah. How was that in the beginning, from going from fake skin, knowing that you could probably mess up, and then transitioning into real skin where if you make a mistake, you kind of butchered it? Yeah.
I think for me, luckily, I was tattooing on people that knew where I was at, and they knew me, and there was a certain amount of trust, and I knew I kind of had a bit of wiggle room. But even with that, like I said, it took me 2 years because I'm a perfectionist. So I was like, I'm not going on anybody's skin until like I can get a clean line, or I can. So even when I went on skin, I feel like I was prepared for that step. Like even my older sister still has some of my first tattoos on her to this day. So I know they weren't terrible because she still has them. But it was just like, for me.
When you say still has, did she get rid of some?
No, like she got more.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so but she still has. Like she hasn't said she wants
to
cover them. But like even like now, I would say tattooing is definitely a marathon, because you can't just, because you've learnt a few things, you just know it. And I think a lot of people don't understand, in like when I've met new artists, you have to stay a student in this.
How do you stay a student?
For me, I've looked at doing courses abroad with other artists. I've looked at going to do guest seats in other cities, because also tattoos have trends, but they're different trends all around the world. Today here, it might be Bible quotes. In China, it might be dragons. In the US, it might be Chicano, which is kind of like women with like balaclavas and that kind of style. So it's like, if you're not constantly trying to broaden your skill set, you're very much stuck to one particular thing. And again, to me, that doesn't feel like freedom. So it's like, I want to learn, I want to grab that opportunity, I want to talk to this artist. But again, I realize that sometimes with me being an introvert, it does hinder that, because I'm like, I don't want to seem like a beg trying to reach out or do all of that. And then when I do end up in certain spaces, I do feel like I don't belong there.
Why not? Is it because you're a black woman?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's a predominantly white field. I think that's why a lot of black people have been deterred from getting tattoos. And I love that in the time that I've been tattooing, I've seen more black people come into this field. But when I started, there wasn't that. So even the person I wanted to be an apprentice to after I was an apprentice first, it was another white person. But what I understood was that he didn't really understand black skin. And that's something I always said, not even trying to like separate myself, but I want to learn my skin. I want to understand how we use space and light and color to emphasize certain things on our skin, because I don't want to hear my daughter now grow up and say she wants a tattoo and she's like, oh mom, like they didn't do it right because I can't see this or stuff like that. It just really made me think about who I wanted to be as an artist. And again, back to, I think my moral compass was kind of like, I want to do it for my people as well, not just people thinking tattooing is for white people, because it's not. So yeah. Like I said, it's understanding the skin and understanding where light would come in and shadow would go. So for us, we wouldn't do something super with lots of like grayscale and all this kind of stuff, because we want to be able to see what it is. So understanding that you need to leave more open skin so you can see the detail is super important. But I think what I can also say is that if you look at someone who's been tattooed by a black person, the tattoo quality in terms of the ink that they use has to be better. Everything has to be better, because it's like our skin is actually more fragile than white skin. And that's what I think some people don't even understand. If you mark us wrong, like you see it, because it's so hard to explain, but it's like you can't you can't fix it. I don't know how to explain it, but on a white skin, you might be able to like make the line a bit thicker or use some grey ink to kind of fade it away. But on black skin, once you mark it, it's there. It's not going anywhere. And I think another thing is like some artists choose to use more pressure, which damages our skin. So there's a lot of black people with tattoos that are risen, and that really upsets me because I'm like, you guys don't even understand what you're working with. Like,
when you say risen,
so tattoos either have a really smooth texture, or there's sometimes when an artist goes too deep, they're really risen. So obviously you can see
like
this. Yeah. So look how thick and risen this is.
Yeah.
But this is something I've done on myself, and look how smooth it is.
Okay.
So it's very different because this artist was a white lady.
Okay.
And she felt like to get the tattoo to stay on my skin, she should go deeper.
Okay.
Rather than knowing, leave more light in it so you can see it, rather than making it super dark and having to make it risen. So it's just like I said, really studying that thing. I think I kind of have like a bit of ADHD as well, where I get obsessive with things. So there'll be times I'll be up crazy hours just watching videos and literally studying.
Yeah.
And that's what I mean when I say like, if you want to get into something like this, you have to really care about it. And I think that's what upsets me a bit when I see people being really negligent with what they're doing to people that is on them forever.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And tattooing can be quite seasonal, as we discussed, in that, I guess, the summer periods, as you mentioned, people might not necessarily get tattoos, especially when it's beaming hot, because I guess it damages the skin, or it just isn't good for the healing process.
Yeah, the UV and stuff.
I mean, during those downtimes, how do you mentally prepare? Because I guess business somewhat is busier in some months in comparison to others, right? So how do you necessarily adjust during those changes?
Guys, I be having a time.
Yeah.
When I'm not working, I'm resting, I'm traveling. There's times where I'm traveling back to back. But in that same time, it's like I might be doing practice on fake skin. Like I said, I'll never stop being a student. So I don't know it all. I want to learn things. I want to continue to watch things. I love watching what's it? AMP?
ASMR.
That's it.
Tattoos.
Like to hear the machine. And so then when I'm listening to my machine, I know how it should sound when it's running at certain speeds. And like there's so much depth to it. Yeah, I love this stuff. I can't lie to you. Like it's such a weird thing. Like I don't think I've even spoke about it in this much depth before, because I don't want to sound weird. Because like I said, people think tattoos are weird. So, but yeah, I think it's a healthy obsession. Yeah. Because the way that people appreciate my work is because of that passion I have for it. So I'll take it. And
what would you say that, obviously it's been 11 years of working for yourself. Congrats, by the way, because a lot of people can't. I'll be honest, I used to cook and sell food, and that was like 5 years, and after a while it becomes very tedious. It was something I loved doing, and then obviously money got involved, and dealing with people was a whole nother thing. But what would you say 11 years of business has taught you that an employer couldn't?
By the way, I almost quit twice.
Okay.
It's not been easy. I think it's just been happy days. 11 years. I almost quit twice. I genuinely believe that it's taught me resilience, if anything. Discipline, because when I have 3 clients back to back and I'm not prepared, I could rip my hair physically out, because they don't care that I had a client before them. They want a tattoo. There's been times I haven't eaten. Like, tattooing is ruthless if you're not organised. So organisation, 100%. And I think, strangely enough, even though I've worked with people, working with people in this intimately has taught me how to deal with people better.
Okay, elaborate on that.
Because you never know who you're going to get through the door. Like, you generally get people, you get their designs, you kind of get a feel for them by their replies. Some people are actually quite funny. I'm like, oh, this is going to be fun. But honestly, I feel like dealing with so many different personalities is hard as well. Like, my friends will call it ink therapy, because people will come and dump everything on me. So that's when my faith came in, and I realized that I needed that, because I'm the type of person, I'm an empath, so I'll hold on to their feelings. And I'm thinking, oh, are they okay? Like, she just told me this happened to her. And should I check on her? Is it weird? And then I had to realize that I have to let it go because it's also not my cross to carry. So yeah, dealing with people has been interesting. So it's funny you mentioned that. I think being a service provider, you have to learn to be a people person, even if you don't want to be.
Yeah.
And like you said, when money gets involved, it also gets interesting. So
I agree.
Yeah.
And to be fair, I want to touch on that service part because, a lot of things go on. Yeah. One thing came to mind, and you mentioned it twice as well. You're a believer.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Curious. Have you ever felt as though tattooing people's skin is against biblical principles?
Right. So I actually have been to 2 churches since I got officially saved, I would say. The first one made me feel like what I did was a sin. They made me feel like even in the summer I should cover my tattoos. It doesn't represent what they stand for. And that really made me start to feel really rubbish about myself as a woman, as a person. Just like, how can I change this? I looked into getting some of them removed that were visible, even though to me, they tell a story of who I am and different points of my life. But I felt like I wanted to be so a part of that community that I was willing to do those things. And then the second church I went to was actually like people that I've known as well. So I would say the other church, I was more isolated because I didn't know anybody. So I just wanted to fit in heavy on that. But then the next church I went, people that knew me that I did tattoos and all of that, like people I'd tattooed go to the church. So it just felt like so much more comfortable. And after a few conversations with a lot of people I know, there was like, there's so much purpose in what you're doing. There's so many people you've been able to reach. There's people I've tattooed that now go to my church. So to me, it's like, as they say, like you're ministering in so many different ways. I definitely believe the flesh is the flesh and the spirit is the spirit. I'm not tattooing my spirit by getting a tattoo. I'm not harming anybody. But I understand people have their own standpoints on that. But for me, I definitely feel like what I'm doing is way bigger than even I understand. If I even touch on certain things, like as you can see, like I smile because I know where it's come from. I know what it's brought me out of. And even certain moments when I do feel stressed and I do a tattoo, like it just feels like sometimes that person was sent to make me feel good and make them feel good. Do you know what I mean? So it's such an interesting feeling. And that's when I kind of knew there was more to this than I even understand. And I still believe that now.
And you mentioned that ultimately there are points where you're working with people and you're almost taking on their burdens to some degree. How do you use that as a way to almost minister? Because ultimately people are coming in with different backgrounds, different experiences, trauma, joy, happiness, whatever it may be, but you're someone that they're probably spending, they could spend 8 hours. I know tattooing can be long, right?
Let me tell you.
Like, so in that time, how do you try and minister to someone?
The crazy thing is I believe I'm a great listener. So before I kind of get into a session, I more like try to figure out who they are. I let them kind of talk and talk and talk. And then I just kind of like, okay, I nod my head, I agree. And then I generally feel like, I always say to people, I believe God drops things on you when you're listening to him for people, because you're a vessel for his work at the end of the day. And there'll be little things that people might say, and then I'll say something and they're like, they kind of look stunned at what I've just said. But I say it with such a blasé look in my face and I'm still tattooing, because to me, it's like, that's not from me. Like, I'm just giving you a message that maybe you needed to hear from somebody else. So it's very interesting. Like, I think when I learned that, like, this is not me. And every time I say it, people are like, is this girl crazy? And I'm like, no, guys, like, honestly, what I'm feeling and what I'm saying is not me. Like, this is of God. This is of the Holy Spirit. This, like, whoever you believe in, because some people, it's not that. They might be Muslim or whatever. But so I'm like, it's from whatever higher power you believe in, or you just needed to hear it from somebody else. But I think with that, it's interesting because people get so comfortable with me. Sometimes to the point where it's a bit scary. And I'm like, I don't need to know all of that.
It just means you have a warming spirit, right?
But
listening
this is the thing. I think being an introvert, I don't know how I got that. I'm just like, I don't know where it came from because I was very angry as a child. So to me, this is a complete 360. But especially where tattooing came from for me, and all the things that I've had to have happened for me to get to the space that I'm in, I'm just like, Justine, you can't argue that God is in you, because the way that I walk with love after everything I've been through, it, to me, sometimes it doesn't even make sense. So, yeah.
Why were you angry as a child?
I think from what I understand now, it's kind of like more like family issues. I lost my dad. I didn't really understand why. I heard lots of stories about it, and then I would argue with my mum about it, which caused me to leave home really early. I left home at 15.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay. So it was me in the big bad world at 15.
Where do you go at 15?
I was in central London for a whole night because I didn't know where to go. And then I was like, okay, cool, I have to figure this out. And then I went to the housing, ended up in a hostel and all these kind of situations. And I know it's crazy, but when I thought of a hostel, I always thought, if I leave anything there, it's going to get robbed. All those kind of stories.
You probably see it in movies and
stuff like that. Obviously, as a kid, I'm thinking, Justine, you're still a baby. Like, you don't know what to expect in these places. Like, because people have been through some serious things. And I had too, but for me, it was more about, like, I couldn't be around my mum because I felt like she couldn't give me the answers I needed. And then we would bicker, and then it was like arguing with my big sister, and then it was just like, what's going on here? So my mum had me quite young, and
what's young?
She had me at 17.
Okay.
So even with that, it was like, what happened? Like, why was you kicked out your house and all this kind of stuff? And she was like to me, I never want to be like your nan, which is her mum, not realizing she did the whole cycle again with me.
Wow.
So it was like very interesting, that dynamic. And then, like I said, I started asking questions about my dad, and rather than giving me healthy answers, she was giving me really nasty ones, like your dad didn't want you and all this kind of stuff. But as a 15-year-old child, knowing that her dad's in a cemetery, I can't find the answers. So I'm then seeking answers from family members on my dad's side who actually didn't know about me till I was 10.
Wow.
So it was just a lot of turmoil, which made me go inwards again. And then it was just like the anger, because I didn't know how to express it at the time. And then I would say probably around the age of 17, I had a really open conversation with my dad's dad. And he told me him and my dad didn't have a good relationship. And then I was angry at him because I was like, why? From what I've heard, my dad was an amazing man. I got actually my creative skills from him. And then he wouldn't tell me why. So I went back to my mum. And I was like, Mum, what happened between my granddad and my dad? And she was like, your granddad used to abuse your dad. Like, he used to really hit your dad. Like, he would come back to my mum's house with like scars and wounds from my granddad. And for me, it was like, what? Like, why? Like I said, because everything I heard about my dad, he was amazing, but to my granddad, he was disobedient. But it didn't make sense to me. The two images didn't make sense. I knew my dad for taking on my older sister and being a dad to me, but in my granddad's eyes, he was disobedient. He didn't listen. He went to live with my mum. He was rebellious. So it was a really confusing time, I think, because not being close with my mum made me realize I didn't know who I was. That's how I felt. I just felt like, I don't know who I am. I don't know who my mum is. I don't know who this woman is that's now screaming at me and making me feel like I'm less than, telling me I took her childhood, all these kind of things. I was just like, how could I ever forgive you? Like, how could you say that to your child, knowing that I have no other parent? So, yeah. That was an interesting time, yeah.
And how do you break that cycle now you're a mother?
My thing was, again, like my mum said, to never be like her, funny enough. But I believe I've stuck to my word with that, because my daughter knows nothing of struggle. Any type of argument, any type of quarrel, she's far from removed from it, as they would say, because to me, I don't want her to have any type of memory like that embedded in her where I can control. Obviously, when she's at school or whatever not, that's out of my control. But any way that I can keep things, not to make her naive to the world, but just safeguard her as much as I can, because as I spoke to you about before, she's my second child. And losing my first child made me feel like this child, I have to protect her as much as I can, show her the best I can, and just make sure that she's poured into in ways that I never experienced as a kid.
Yeah. And I mean, if we could take it back to when you were 15, obviously, as you mentioned, you got kicked out of the house, and you're just having to navigate life by yourself at that point. You're in central London. Bond Street.
Yeah.
You know, I want to understand a bit more around what that does for your life decisions. You're someone who had your first child at 18?
No, I had my son at, how old was it? Yeah, just before my 18th birthday.
Okay.
So I had him 17, 29th of Jan.
Yeah.
And then my birthday's 8th of Feb. So literally just before I turned 18.
Yeah. Okay. And I mean, you mentioned your dad passing earlier on in your life. In terms of what that does, because typically from what I know growing up as well, when a girl didn't necessarily have her father in her life, a lot of the choices made were often not necessarily the wisest. And of course, the relationship with your mum didn't necessarily help as well. So you're 15, you're outside in the world, you're trying to navigate, but in the same breath, you're trying to find yourself. You're trying to probably also find an element of love.
And home.
Where do you go for that?
It's internal. Like, at that point, everything was keep it in, deal with it, keep it in. Because I always felt like I don't want to look weak. I don't want to look fragile as much as I'm a girl. I'm in the world.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I made lots of friends with men. Yeah. I played football. So a lot of the time I was around men.
Ball, yeah.
Yeah. I've done a lot of things, me.
All right.
So I was around a lot of men at the time. And it's interesting because even though I didn't have much family, I had men that would protect me like I was family. So even down to like now, like my best friends now, one of them I've known since I was in primary school.
Yeah.
And one of them is about 4 or 5 years old. But no matter what, if I call, they're there.
Yeah.
And I've been loyal to the point of stupidity to some of my friends, I'll be honest, in terms of men, where I first got arrested because I was involved in like a whole fight situation.
Okay. Yeah.
And seeking to fit somewhere is something, like I said, that followed me up to even like my Christian walk until I decided it's enough. Like, so you're always searching for your place. And sometimes it's to your own detriment. And I think I've learned now that I'd rather stand alone than stand with people that I generally don't even make sense with or don't fit or have to change myself to be. And yeah, I've become really content with it, which sometimes scares me because I don't try to make new friends. I don't try to integrate myself anywhere. Like, people know certain things I'll say no to. Don't even ask Justine because she ain't gonna say yes.
Yeah.
So that's a stigma I think I've been blessed and cursed with, I guess. So yeah.
Leaving at 15, your dad's passed. You don't have a relationship with your mum. Do you go out into a world and try to find love in the wrong places when it comes to men?
This is another conversation I think I have a lot. I've never actually, do you know what? Let me not boost people's ego. I've never picked terribly. I think everyone has flaws, but I've never picked terribly. And a lot of the people I've decided to spend time with, they have made me feel safe. They have made me feel covered. They have made me feel protected. And that's why they got the time that I gave them. But again, I think everyone's battling lots of different things. And as I said, I still walk with love. I don't stop giving love because I've come from this. And I don't want to sound mean, but I think that whole analogy of a girl losing her dad makes her pick love bad is, to me, it's nonsense personally, because I just think I can only speak for myself and a lot of people I do know. I think who you choose to be with is your choice. Like, you know better. You know what's good. You know what's bad. You know where your moral compass lies. And to me now, as a 30-year-old woman, that should not waver, whether it's for a man or for a job or for anything. So I definitely think it's all a choice. Obviously, you're a kid at the time, but you can't be now at a certain age still blaming, I never had a dad. And
I'm with that same rhetoric.
It's just a bit like, come on, guys, we've heard it.
Yeah.
We've understood.
Times. The teacher told me I'll never be ish.
It'll never be anything.
Yeah.
I'm fighting for my life.
Yeah.
But it's like, to me, it's like, stand up, man.
Stand up.
Stand up.
No, facts.
Because I think everyone deserves love, but you're not going to receive it if you're in a space of, I hate men, I hate love, I hate my family, you can't.
I hope they're listening as well, because there's many.
No, but this is what I mean. And I think the reason why I don't have these types of conversations is because people might say, oh, she's a pick me, or I've seen stuff like that. And I'm just thinking, no, but this is generally what I believe in my heart. Anybody I meet can see that once I open up, I generally am just a bundle of love. I enjoy treating people well. I enjoy people experiencing the love I have to give to the world, because I always say to people, God fills me up and then I give from my overflow. And I believe the overflow isn't mine. That's where I should give to everyone else. So
that's a bar.
That's the way I live. So yeah.
Amazing. And you, before your 18th birthday, you are pregnant with your son, and you have your son at 18.
Yeah. No, I had him just before.
Okay.
Like, yeah. So basically 18, yeah.
Okay. And I guess this is a chapter of your life that would have changed everything. Tell me a bit more about your son.
So, like you said, just before my 18th, I gave birth to him. Peaceful little boy. He didn't even cry when he came out. Like, it was crazy. I said, I've done something right here. I've done something right here, because he was so peaceful, always smiling. Everybody loved holding him. And then celebrated my 18th. I had a blast. Even that night, I was like, it's too soon to leave him. I didn't want to leave him. And then, yeah, like, again, I was with, because they do have the same dad, I was with their dad, and we actually had an argument. I'll never forget it. It was on a Wednesday. I'll never forget it. On a Wednesday, we was having a big argument in the street. Oh, baby mum this, baby mum that. So, you know, that rhetoric that everyone likes to throw around. And we actually had a fight in front of my son. He was in the pram. And the pram actually almost fell.
A physical fight?
Physical fight. Like, we was fighting each other. And one thing about me, I'm not going to back down. So if you're shouting at me or you're about to put your hands on me, again, I've been outside since 15. I've been around men. I can defend myself.
Can I ask a question?
Go for it.
I don't believe that men should touch women. You did mention earlier that you've never chosen terribly. Now, I don't think it's fair to say he's terrible, but I think that's a massive thing. This
is where I would say, like, I completely get your point, but the reason why I chose to have a child with this person is because this side of him was a surprise to me.
Okay.
I never seen that before.
Yeah.
So it was like, if I knew he was capable, because crazy enough, I know it sounds mad, but my son was planned. Like, we wanted a baby. We'd been together from 15, and I was with him for a very long time.
And he was your best friend, right?
He was
yeah.
Literally, I knew that man better than he knew himself sometimes. Yeah. So it was like, for me, if I'm ever going to be with somebody, this will be the person. So when this side of him came out, I was shocked. And funny enough, he was actually the person a lot of people wanted. So when we got together...
I was a goddess.
I wouldn't say that. A lot of women wanted him. So it was like more... A lot of women wanted... He was very bov. But I liked that, because I was like, oh, he doesn't even care. Like, I like that. So when we finally met, like I said, we was friends, and then kind of crossed the line, and then we was here. But we'll go back to where we left off. And like I said, we had a fight on the Wednesday. Like I said, it was a completely blindsided shock to me. But I was like, you're not about to fight me, and I'm just going to stand there. And on that Wednesday, we fought, I left him, and on the Friday, my son passed away. And what scares me is I didn't learn about the power of the tongue till later. And I said to him, you're never going to see your son again, on the Wednesday. And on the Friday, our son had passed away. I don't think anyone knows how much that haunts me, because I'm like, I never thought that what I'm saying, I'm just trying to put that on. I never thought those words would have such an impact. And I refused to kind of do the whole baby mum, baby father, like that thing, whatever that was, ever again. So yeah, when he passed away on the Friday, I was calling his phone. Obviously, men, you know, some of you can be stubborn. So he's like,
I'm stubborn. Yeah, goodness.
So he wasn't actually answering the phone. Wow, I'm surprised I'm even saying this right now. He didn't answer the phone, so I've called everyone, our family, friends. Like, Homerton Hospital was packed to the brim of people that come to see this 3-month-old, basically, baby, which everyone was so shocked at. He turns up at the hospital. Police had to go and get him, so he had a police escort. He's come into the room, and he said to me, Justine, before we go out there, I need to show you something. Because I don't want you to react in front of our friends and family because you're going to embarrass me. I said, what could this man possibly have to say to me? I'm just saying to him, why didn't you answer your phone? I remember I was crying. And he's opened his jacket and he had love bites all over his neck. Police had to go get him from another woman's house because he was cheating on that night our son passed away. So he's now come to the hospital, and obviously the first thing I said to him was, on that day, like, I literally remember the words I said, today my son and you died to me. I wanted nothing to do with him. So we've walked out the room, we've seen our friends and family. Everyone realised I just stopped crying because I feel like I went back to the fight or flight Justine again. Toughen up. You've got to be bold. You've got to stand there. And as I've got out and my mum's put a dressing gown on me, the police have arrested me. They've said to me, we need to take you back to the house to make sure that you haven't done anything to this little boy. On the day our son passed away, on the day I found out my partner was cheating on me, they arrested me in handcuffs and I walked through Homerton Hospital like I did something. I don't think that day really registered to me until like a year later. Because I was like, how do we... There were so many things that happened that caused me to just somehow chin up and chest out. After I let those few tears roll down because I found him and I was at home by myself. And it's crazy now I think about it because I was on the phone to the ambulance and they was like to me, is he breathing? I was like, he's cold. I know he's gone. He's cold. It was like, it was his shell. That's the best way I could describe it. His spirit had left that body. It was cold. And they've gone to me, you have to give him mouth to mouth. Now, at that time, he'd had blood coming out of his mouth. So they was like to me, it must be something to do with his liver. So now they're trying to talk to me, but I'm like to them, just come. He's gone. I know he's gone. They said to me, give him mouth to mouth. So I've held his nose and I've blew into his mouth and his chest just went up and never came down. And I was like, what do we do now? The ambulance didn't come for about 40 minutes. So I was just in the house with him. And I remember just holding him and he felt heavy and he felt cold. And I was like, my son's not here anymore. So when we was in the ambulance, they were just looking at me. I think the fact that I got arrested, I think it's because I showed no emotion at that time. So maybe they thought something. But it's literally just be, again, I'm outside. I'm in the world. Stand up. So, yeah, that feeling of all of those things, it numbed me. Like, numbed me for a year. I didn't feel anything until his 1-year anniversary, and I broke, and I was drinking for a year straight. Like, crying and drinking, I was at his grave every day. To the point where my nan said to me, she said, Justine, stop living with the dead and start living with the living. I've had so many little gems dropped on me in my life that stick with me to this day, that I feel like sometimes I hear different people's voices, and I'm not crazy, people. I hear different people's voices when I'm going through different things, because it's like, sometimes it's like, Justine, breathe, but other times and a lot more of the times it's, Justine, you've got stuff to do, chin up and chest out. Like, you got this. So yeah, that's the whole situation. It was a lot. And then I'm trying to think, when they took me back to the hospital, we had to clothe him and stuff and all that kind of stuff, which was really hard because I was like to them, he's not there. And I know it sounds mad, but I was telling myself, I don't know why we're doing all of this. He's not there. So I don't know why we're doing all of this. Got him clothed. And then again, we was meant to say goodbye that day. But they said, oh, you can come back the next day and say your goodbyes and stuff. So we all went there. I was like, after everybody holds him, I want to hold him last because I want to be the last person to hold him before he goes into their little fridge thing or whatever. So we all agreed, that's fine. My mum went back the following day. They gave her a box with his handprints, his hair and everything like that. It was like a memory box. And she didn't tell me. I called the hospital to find out if he'd been moved to the burial home. And they told me, oh, we gave your mum the box and so on and so on. So I called her and she's gone, oh, I can make you one, but you can't have this one. I said, do you hate me? I said to her, that's my son. Mm-hmm. That's mine. Yeah. Do you get what I mean? That's his last memory for real. Like, I just didn't get it. And I was saying to her, like, how do you think this is okay? She's like, it's my grandson. And I'm just like, this woman is crazy. Either I'm mad or she's mad. I don't know who's madder. But
it's getting me mad thinking about it.
Exactly. So you can only imagine how I had to deal with hanging up that phone call after and being like, I still have to see this woman at a funeral. I didn't want to see her, didn't want to speak to her. I couldn't think of anything worse at the time. But again, because I do believe you have to forgive. And I guess it's weird because before I was truly saved, I believed I had biblical principles in my heart. I still would call her and ask her about the funeral, about arrangements, about this, about that. But I just felt like she lived to just irritate me. Because I said to everybody, anyone close to us wear a hint of red. Her and my nan turned up in white. I said, your face is even killing me right now. Yeah. It just, to me, it was like, are you actually doing these things to get me to lash out? Like, to get me to say something or do something? I don't really understand. And that's when I think she doesn't understand. But from that day, even though I'd been in care, even though you'd did things I will never forget and you've harmed me and my sister, even though you'd said spiteful things about my dad, that was the day I resented her. It was never even before. With everything I'd been through before, you kicking me out, all of that kind of stuff. It was the day that you defied me and went back to that hospital. So to me, it's weird because even when I go to my son's grave now, it's like I wasn't the last person to hold him. And she doesn't understand what she's robbed from me. But I still don't think she would get it after having even conversations with her about it. So, yeah.
That's heavy.
Very.
When we spoke, you mentioned something that stayed with me. You mentioned you learned to live with this feeling. What does that feeling feel like today?
That feeling feels like so many things. Some days I wake up and I don't know why I feel emotional. I don't know why I feel angry. And there's never a way for me to pinpoint it. So I'll go to my son's grave and I change his flowers and I'm still there because I feel like I'm your mum. I have to be present because you're buried here. But to me, he's not there, by the way. To me, he's not there. But at my dad's grave, it's so weird. Like, I would say even down to like last month, I went to my dad's grave because I had a feeling in my heart. I just want my dad. I don't know what that means. He passed when I was 3. I don't remember or have a memory of that man. But in that moment, I was like, I need my dad. I went there. I cried. And I left and I felt lighter. Because when I'm at like the grave, to me, it's like I see him. He's there. And my son's there. And it's like I feel God there. Like they're all watching me. And that, leaving that space is like, I don't know how to describe, but it feels like a recharge. So I'm able to continue to give and pour, even though I'm in that space. Because even though I might go to the grave at 9 o'clock, I have a client at 12. There's no time to feel the way that I'm feeling. So I've learned to, again, just swallow it up and keep pushing. But there's times where I get to that point where I'm like, I need my dad. I need to lean on God now. I need to do certain things to make me feel like me again. But the feeling I'm talking about, I don't think I can put it into words. It's just very numbing. Sometimes it's painful because it's like no one understands all these things. That night I was alone, so their dad doesn't even get it. He doesn't know how much that last image I have. You have the beautiful images of our son before anything happened, and I'm stuck with that, just me. But then I also say that the amount of women I've encountered since that have said to me, Justine, I don't know how you do it. I've had a girl lose a child and call me on Instagram Messenger and say, I remember you from when you lost your son in 2000 and so, and I just lost my daughter and I didn't know who else to speak to. But this girl has been following me for ages. And for me, it was like, I'm surprised you people even remember, because I just thought this is just a memory of mine and my family's. But I didn't realize that his picture on Twitter got K's of reposts. And I think it's because when I had him, he was smiling. And when he passed, he was smiling. And I was like, he came to teach me something. So to me, his death, it symbolized so much more than just, I lost a baby. But it was like I said, there was more to it, which then again led to me going into a job, but also teaching myself to tattoo. And that was my safe space. So when I tattoo people, it's not just I'm doing a design, even though I'm doing a design what they want. They don't know they're getting a piece of my heart when I give them that tattoo. Because to me, it's like my son left me with that. So it's just so weird, because I think me tattooing has so much more of an effect on my mental than speaking to people. I've done therapy 3 times. And I actually ghosted one of my therapists. Because I was like, I don't want to speak to you anymore. But tattooing, every time I turn away from it, I go back. Every time I try a new career, I go back. Every time I try something else, I'm just like, it's just not making sense.
Yeah.
And I go back. And I think it's opened my heart to be way more understanding to people's problems. And that's why I think they do find it easier to open up to me and speak to me. Because it's interesting. You know, men don't be speaking. But they be speaking in those 6 hours.
Yeah.
And that's why I say, like, it turned into ink therapy. Because I turned into a therapist. Like, I'm now the person that people call when they need a shoulder or when they need to talk. Even down to clients. Some clients have become friends because of it.
Yeah.
So that's why I say that I believe that this is way more purposeful. Because even when I'm feeling some type of way, or I can't explain how I'm feeling, I always am able to open my heart and do this job. So yeah.
I think there's a lot that you... When I mentioned trials and tribulations in the beginning, I didn't even know how much.
There's so much more. And that's why I think, like, when people look at me and I speak about things I've been through, or even speak the way I speak, like, I haven't shed a tear. Because I know it was all for a reason. I don't know what that is yet. I don't know what I'm supposed to do in this world. I don't know how I'm supposed to impact people, but I know I'm supposed to. And crazy enough, I think it starts with this. Because this is the first time I've ever spoke about this so openly and on a platform that everyone has access to. Not like a type thing, but my face is to it. People can see the emotion. People can see the rawness of this situation. And I think with that, I just want to say, like, I don't know if I'm looking here, like, whatever you're going through, you always overcome it. Doesn't mean it's going to be easy. And it doesn't mean that you're not going to have days where it's harder than others. But there's always a brighter side. And as they say, when you're going through a dark tunnel, why stop in the middle? So that's the kind of thing I believe that certain people need to remember when they're going through something. Everything is for something, even if you don't understand it now. So, yeah.
You got bars, man.
Thanks, man.
You got bars.
I'll be
real. Nah, I think you're... I wish we had more time, because you're your journey is actually, and it really starts before even 15, but like it's such a unique one. And I'll be honest, a lot of people aren't necessarily able to stand up today given where you've been. Right, and I know a lot of rappers say, yeah, walk around in my shoes and stuff, but like, I couldn't walk I couldn't walk in your shoes, so I commend you.
I haven't walked all the way. Trust me, believe me. I've crawled. I've got the scars to prove it. But to me, it's like...
Hey, you got bars, though. Some meat milk. I got the scars, yeah.
I listen to too much real rap. No, but honestly, I just feel like they're war wounds, man. Like... what it is. Like, I just think we're all so much stronger than we know. I got another bar for you. They say you never know how strong a tea bag is until you pull it in hot water.
Oof. Saying PG tips.
But it's true, because you never truly know how much you can handle until you have to handle it.
Yeah.
And
that's facts, though. Because some tea bags be opening and
they be
spilling.
exploding, and there's residue at the bottom.
Yeah.
But as for me, I think like my story's not finished. Like, and I know that. So I think there's that internal knowing. It shifts everything for me.
If your life became a tattoo, what would it say?
If my life became a tattoo, what would it say? By the way, I prefer pictures over words in terms of tattoos. So I would say it would probably be... I'm going to keep it simple. It would probably be a comma.
Just a comma.
Because I believe there's always something after the comma. So it would just be the comma.
Who you be listening to music-wise?
I'm smart, you know. I be reading.
Hey,
do you know what? I love to read.
Yeah?
And I think that's helped me to be the woman I am as well.
What's your favourite book?
It changes. It does really change, but I recently... I was actually reading a financial book recently, so that's quite boring. But Let Them by Mel Robbins.
Okay.
That one, I think, if you're someone that holds on to things, you may need to take a look.
I think I need to, yeah.
Because, like, her whole thing is let them.
Yeah.
Let them be mad at you. Let them feel some type of way. Let them do what they're going to do. Because at the end of the day, you're still going to be you. Like, you are holding on to things that, again, like I said, the cross is not yours to carry.
Yeah.
Your friends went away, they didn't invite you. Let them.
Who cares?
The world still continues. Tomorrow's still Friday. So,
yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I think the more you live like that is the more freeing you feel. And it's weird because I feel like since I read that and I've really, like, taken it on in my life, is the less I'm attached to everything. Because it's like, just let it. It's going to happen. I can only control my controllables. So we keep pushing. And that's it.
And if millions of people remember one sentence from this conversation, what do you hope it would be?
It's not finished.
Justine Henry. Well, first off, can I pray with you?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah? Okay, cool. Just quickly pray. Just close your eyes. In Jesus' name, Father, Lord, thank you for today. Thank you for Justine's life. Thank you for the life of her family, her friends. Thank you for the life of her mum, her dad, her sister, her son, her daughter. Father, Lord, I pray that you continue to guide her. I pray that you continue to strengthen her. I pray that you continue to elevate her. I pray that she goes from strength to strength. I pray that all the works of her hands will be blessed. I pray that you'll continue to just be with her and comfort her in her time of need. I pray that whenever she feels alone, that you are just with her and your presence surrounds her like a shield. I pray that your angels shall encamp around her and may she never ever depart from your path. And I pray that more than anything, as she continues to elevate, you'll continue to use her as a vessel and a light with her hands, with her mind, with her heart. And I pray that she continues to show love everywhere she goes. In Jesus' name I pray.
Amen.
Amen. Thank you. It's Justine Henry, guys. Someone who is continuing the journey. And someone who is definitely special. I think your chapter's special. This chapter, every chapter you've been through is special.
Mm-hmm.
And I think every chapter you will go through is special. So I want to thank you for coming. Guys, it's been Black Studios with myself, Black Jack. I'm signing out. Leave me alone. I'll catch you in the next one. Ciao.